Good night. How you guys doing? Wherever you are, you know it's your boy Kimali Smith, and welcome to another episode of Music Royalties Explained. In Jamaica, we say Wagwan. Anyway, tonight we're gonna talk about music consumption. All right.
Because the music business is not even a sale business. You don't even sell music anymore. People consume it. 90% of the sales from this music business shit is coming from the streaming platform.
However, we're gonna go through a few stuff about 2019, and considering that this year we got the coronavirus going on, the COVID-19 situation. We don't know if the streaming is going to be down, it's going to be up. So let's go over what happened in 2019. 2019 on demand stream broke the 1 trillion mark, right? Which was like 1 trillion streams. And that was an increase of 25% over 2018. 2018 was like 809.5 billion streams. Now, you guys can look that up if you think I'm joking, right? The next thing to know is that on-demand streams in 2019 account for like 85% of all music consumption in the United States. Overall album consumption in 2019 was like up by 13.5%, which was 795.9 million album consumption units sales compared to 2018. And also, you guys should know that the overall song consumption in 2019 jumped to a new height of 7 billion up, which was 21% over 2018. And Post Malone dethrones Drake in 2019 and takes two of the three largest awards of the year. Artist of the Year, 4.4 million album consumption units, and Album of the Year. You want to know something else? Post Malone was the most streamed artist in 2019 with 6.7 billion on-demand streams in 2019. Jake's comes in second with 6.3 billion streams. And I mean, you guys should even know that Old Town Road, Lil Nas, you remember that song, right? That song, it was the most consumed song in 2019 with more than 7.8 million song project sales. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into a lot of stuff, but what I'm saying is, considering what's going on right now, do you think that it's gonna be a case where a lot of persons gonna be in consuming music, listening to music to free their mind because of what's going on, or it's gonna be a case where a lot of persons are gonna be, tuning into the news, trying to know what's up, not listening to a lot of music, and all that stuff, worrying about what's going to happen, and they're not paying for any subscriptions right now because the biggest consumers of music right now are persons who are streaming. Persons don't buy songs anymore. Nobody buying a song. Think about it. When I can go online and I can pay for a subscription fee for like a whole month, I pay 10 or 15 or $20 for the entire month and I can listen to a catalog of artists. I don't have to like pay $10 for one CD from one artist and then I gotta pay like $10 for every artist when I can just pay one fee and I can listen to all the songs that I want to listen, all the artists that I want to listen. So streaming is the consumption of music have gone to a whole different level, and I just want you guys to stick to the video. You're gonna see my partner. He's gonna come in and take you guys into everything. He's gonna explain everything. So you guys just stick to the video, like, share, comment, and leave all your questions below.
What's funny to me is that I get ridiculed for everything, and all I'm trying to do is give people game. I read a comment. Sometimes I let this shit get to me, but I read a comment and one of the dudes says, "Man, you need to back up off of some of that crack." The other dude said, "Facts." Because I was going to teach cats how to get certain things done, and I've been working with some cats right now, and they're getting their numbers up, and the stuff just make common sense. Because the music business is not even a sale business. You don't even sell music anymore. People consume it. Tech owns music. You have to be able to put yourself in a position that makes sense. It's a consumption-based business. People want to get on top playlists because the top playlists get consumed more than any other playlist, and that means they get more consumption. It's not hard for you as an independent artist to create, to work with a whole bunch of independent artists, and if you guys are all consuming your own music, then you guys are creating revenue for each other. It's not that hard. It's a consumption market. But there's something that I want to touch on, and I was listening to some interview with Eric Sermon. If you don't know who Eric Sermon is, one half of EPMD, just go look him up. And he was speaking about streaming and speaking about how these streaming services is making money and everything. And one of the main keys that he mentioned was they don't really care. They don't care if your music does numbers, because just by being on their platform vicariously is gonna get some plays. If y'all don't believe me, if y'all put out some music before, and I've done it before millions of times, and I kept on doing it, you put it out and you'll get a report and they'll say, yeah, you had 100 streams. But where did those 100 streams come from? Well, vicariously people will pass your music. If you're not doing anything vicariously, people will pass your music. So let's do it this way. Let's just say that 1 million artists upload records, and each one of us million artists uploaded this music, and each one of us had gotten 100 streams. That would be $100 million worth of revenue that Spotify would have controlled. They didn't have to do anything for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're gonna pay you the pennies, but the pennies don't even add up on your end. But the damn sure add up on their end, because for you, you're only getting paid off of the 100 streams that you got. Spotify getting paid off of 100 million streams as a collective. Individual wise, it doesn't make any sense. As a collective, it makes a lot of sense. They're gonna get paid for that on a collective base. Let's flip it forward. Let's say that every time you drop a single with no promotion, it was making 100 streams. Well, what about if you had 1,000 songs, right? We'll be adding them zeros on there, right? What about if you had 10,000 records? A lot of records. It's probably, it's crazy, but it's the same thing. How could you get 10,000, 1,000 records, maybe 100,000 records? It's within cohesiveness, as if it's a community of artists that are working together or combining efforts to promote their music as a package. This is an independent community package. This is what we have. This is what we're offering you. This is the best of the best. This is the best of Southern rap. This is the best of Northern rap. This is the best of European rap. This is the best of Chinese rap. Whatever the fuck it is, if you guys came together and was sharing it, one, the fan base would grow, but just off of sheer volume, the community would grow and the music would grow, because it's a consumption market. You make your money from streaming. Understand this, from the subscription services that the streaming company have, the advertisement dollars, the CPMs for the main part. That's how that goes. You don't sell music anymore. If you're still pressing up CDs, you're losing it. CDs to me is only when you're touring and you package that CD with a t-shirt and you sell everything for $25. And it's a collection item, and if I was doing CD right now, every one of them would be 10,000 CDs out order. Each one would be numbered from 1 to 10,000. It would damn near be on a plaque, because I'm not even expecting you to play it. It would be on a plaque, and it would be a collector's item from the No Fear brand, but it would be an actual CD in there. It would be something that a fan could take home and be like, yo, I was able to get number 5 out of 10,000, or number whatever out of whatever number. And I would sell it for that, because I'm not looking at the fact that them CDs probably cost me $3 a pop, depending on the amount that I order. I may have spent $2,000 on CDs. They're so much cheaper now because nobody ain't buying them. You know what I mean? But you pay so much less for a CD. You could get a whole CD booklet and everything created for probably a unit price of close to, let's just say you pay $5 as a unit price. Unit price meaning what? You pay $5 as a unit price. You bought 1,000 CDs, whatever it is. But you're selling these t-shirts that you're paying $7 to get printed up. for $35 or $25, and you're throwing the CD in it with it. You're giving them a package. So they're like, oh, damn, I get this collector's item CD and a t-shirt to go out and rock. It's merch. It works good on the road. You sell a ton of it. You sell a ton of it. You set up your merch table. You're going to sell a whole bunch of it. People are going to fuck with you and fuck with your movement from it. It makes sense. What don't make sense is what most people are doing now is that they're looking in this music business as its sales. 90% of the sales from this music business shit is coming from the streaming platform. Physical sales is probably almost dwindling now. At one point it was like 20% of the business. It's probably 5% of the business. Yes, there are market for it, of course. There's still some people would rather put a CD in a car. But if you have a car that's 2014 or newer, it doesn't even come with a CD player. There's no CD to put in. So where do people consume the music the most? From their smartphones and from their vehicle. That's where most music gets jammed to. When they get home, they normally got the kids and shit to deal with or whatever. Life takes over when they reach home. Unless you're young and you don't have, a situation. Or maybe at the gym when they're working out, they want certain music to keep that energy going. So I must understand that if the business is not consumption, how do you build and grow consumption? Is by unifying yourself, working with each other, collaborative. And if your music is good, because I always preach, you really only need to be working 1 or 2 records. But once you start getting traction, when you work in those records, you start getting traction, that's when you open the floodgates. Because you have to consistently put out material until you catch that base. Let me give you another example. Somebody who's building a YouTube channel like I am now, they're putting out a post 2-3 times a day. Because they know that the larger their content is on YouTube, the more people are going to gravitate to their channel, and they may watch one thing and watch something else. The more volume they get. So you have people that are building a YouTube channel that are posting new content 2 times, 3 times a day to start to build this. Then they're working with SEO to search and optimize their content to get it going where it needs to go. And that's what I'm telling you right now. So once you understand that this is a consumption business, the minute you start to pull some kind of attraction, because you got to keep these people interested in you, you got to be running for the hills and making this music. You can't doing a whole bunch of mixtapes doesn't fit your brand very well, because it's not what you could take to the bank. Dat Piff gets money off of the advertisement that plays on their platform. You ain't making no money off of it. If you can't monetize this shit, but you're going to make 16 songs, you're wasting your time. All of that should be out there, because you know what happened? The minute you hit that one record that start making money, your whole back catalog is going to start selling, because guess what? Now people want to hear what you've been doing. In the beginning, is quality over quantity. It's always going to be quality. You make the records and you put them out, but you have 3 or 4 records that you're focusing on that you're going to be working. I say 3. You consistently still put out other records though. But when you perform, when you do whatever you do, you're only focusing on 3. The minute that those records are catching on and people are loving them, that's when you start to introduce more records to the situation and build a fan base that way. But consistently working and putting out records is a must. You can't ever stop that. You have to do that. It's very important. You have just been given 59 seconds a game, so use it wisely.
Now it's time for you guys to do something for me. Subscribe, click the bell icon, like, share, comment, and leave all your questions below. Thanks for making it Musical Royalties. My name is Kimal Smith. It was a pleasure being here.